Most players in GTA Online are broke, not because they don't play enough, but because they ignore one simple thing: passive businesses. There are 9 businesses with passive income safes that make you money even when you're not doing anything. But players just don't take advantage of it. That's why most are always stuck repeating the Cayo Perico heist, which they have already completed like 100 times. But what if I told you that you can be making this much money every 48 minutes without any grind? I'll also keep a total passive income counter on screen, so you'll always see how much you could be making in total from each of these businesses. So we are gonna start with the lowest passive income business on the list, the garment factory. After buying this for almost $2.5 million, you will only be getting $2,000 every in-game day, which is 48 real-life minutes. Buying the garment factory also lets you access 4 different missions, ranging between $150,000 and up to $400,000 in payments. But these methods are not passive at all. So, from the garment factory, you will be making $2,000 per in-game day. And the next on the list is the Salvage Yard, a business where you have to steal cars and then salvage them. But there is also a safe in your office that can generate passive income. And in order for it to start making money, you need to tow cars with the tow truck. The way the Salvage Yard works is a little difficult, but I will try to explain it. So basically, the safe has a maximum of $24,000 every in-game day. That's when the safe is at 100% of its money-making ability, but every in-game day, this variable is lowered by 5%. And in order to get it back, you need to salvage 1 car, which will increase the safe's income by 25%. So this means, once you have salvaged 4 cars, you will need to salvage 1 every 4 in-game days to keep the money-making ability at full. Not only you get money from tow truck missions from the safe, but you also get the money once the vehicle is salvaged. Hope this didn't sound too complicated. Now let's move on to the next passive business, which is where things really start to get good: the Nightclub. The Nightclub storage produces goods passively. All you need to do is to set up and connect the warehouse technicians to each of the product type, as you can see here. All the products from your other businesses, like the bunker, cocaine, meth, and more, are automatically collected and stored in the Nightclub's large storage area, which can produce up to $50,000 per day in passive income if you do everything like I just showed you. Inside your Nightclub office, there's also a safe that can hold up to $250,000 in passive income. The money in the safe increases by another $50,000 every in-game day. So that's $100,000 from your Nightclub alone in passive income every 48 minutes. However, in order for the office's safe to keep making this much money, because I believe it drops by 15% every day, you need to run VIP work missions from the Nightclub. These missions increase your club's popularity, which boosts your passive earnings. With more businesses linked to your Nightclub, your storage fills faster and your income grows bigger, making it one of the best, if not the best, passive income sources. But the next business also makes you up to $32,000 in passive revenue every 48 minutes. And here we have the car wash. It has a safe inside that generates money based on how many businesses you own. For example, there's a full list of every GTA Online business, and the way it works is that the more businesses you own, the more money you'll make from the safe. On average, around $1,000 is added to the total safe earnings per in-game day for each business you own. So basically, the more businesses you own, the more money the car wash safe generates. However, there's also a wanted bar that increases every time the passive safe makes you money. After a few in-game days, you'll need to lower this bar, because if it gets too high, it will stop the car wash from generating cash. To reduce the wanted level, you have to complete car wash missions, which lower it by 50%. The car wash is a great source of passive income, but only once you own most of the other businesses in the game. At that point, it can easily make you around $30,000 per in-game day. Next on the list, we have the agency. With this business, you can be making an additional $20,000 in passive income every in-game day. But here's what you need to do to get there. You start at just $500 a day, and to reach the full $20,000, you kind of need to build your way up. Here's what I mean. In your office, there's a desk with a computer that lets you start security contracts. To increase your passive income from the safe, all you have to do is complete as many of these contracts as possible. It works a bit differently than the Salvage Yard or Nightclub. Once you complete a certain number of missions, the daily earnings from the safe increase permanently. So if you're making $4,000 a day, it will never go below that again. You'll keep earning that amount for weeks or even months, until you decide to push for more. The limit is $20,000 per in-game day, And for every 5 contracts you complete, your income goes up by $500. So to reach the full $20,000, you'll need to complete over 200 security contracts. The good news is the contracts themselves also pay really well, about $55,000 on average. So by the time you've done all 200, not only will you be making $20,000 passively, but you'll also have around $11 million saved up just from the missions. Definitely a solid long-term strategy. Next is the arcade, and it's actually a really solid way to make money because the income is permanent, just like with the agency. Once you set everything up, it starts making money without you having to do any maintenance missions, unlike the car wash or nightclub. You set it up once and then just collect money for months. Here's how it works. Inside the arcade, there's your office, and from there you can buy arcade machines. Just buy the cheapest one. For example, I bought this one for around 70 grand and then filled the whole place with that same machine. Yeah, it looks kind of weird, but it works. Once it's set up, the arcade makes you $5,000 every in-game day, and you never have to touch it again. No maintenance, no extra missions, just pure passive income. That $5,000 a day stays there until you decide to quit the game, and all you have to do is collect the money from the safe. Next, let's talk about the Acid Lab, one of the best passive businesses in the entire game, especially for beginners. To unlock it, you need to complete the first dose missions from the Drug Wars update. After that, the Brickade 6x6 becomes your mobile acid lab. Here's how it works. You go inside, speak to Mutt, and source supplies, either by buying them for $60,000 or stealing them through a mission. But since this video is all about passive income, we only buy the supplies for $60,000. With the equipment upgrade, a full batch sells for up to $335,000. You might need to spend a little more than $60,000 per batch, maybe closer to $100,000. But still, that means you're making around $200,000 in pure passive profit. And if you sell in a full public lobby, it can go up to $400,000. The lab takes about 3 real-life hours to fully produce a batch, and you don't have to do anything during that time. Just play the game like normal. It's one of the easiest and safest passive income methods, and it pays off fast. The whole setup costs around $1 million, and it can pay itself off in just 6 to 7 hours of casual play. Next is the Bail Office, a business that gives you passive income through bounty hunting agents, which unfortunately you have to buy for quite a bit of money. Once you have the agents, you can send them to work for you and they'll make $15,000 over the next 45 minutes. That's $7,500 per agent. But here's the problem. Every in-game day, you have to send them manually because they only work for 48 real-life minutes, or 1 in-game day. And that's everything to know about the Bail Office. If you want, go ahead and buy it. It does make money, but not a lot like the Acid Lab, so I wouldn't recommend it. There are better options out there. All right, let's talk about the best passive income businesses in GTA Online, specifically the MC businesses after their recent buffs. Starting with the Coke Lockup. Fully upgraded, in a full public lobby, you're looking at $756,000 for a full sale. But this is not your profit because we want to spend the least amount of time possible, so we buy the supplies. To fill it with product, you're going to need to spend around $150,000 on supplies. After about 5 real-life hours, you'll have product worth around $500,000. Add the public session bonus, and now it's up to $700,000. Same thing with the Meth Lab. Again, we want all the upgrades and we only buy supplies. Spending around $150,000 on supplies is enough. That's everything you need to get the most out of the Meth Lab. In a full lobby, you can make $640,000. Do a quick calculation, remove the $150,000 for supplies, and after about 5 real hours, you're left with $500,000 profit from this business alone. The Cash Factory and the Weed Farm recently got buffed with the latest update, and now you can make 30% more from both businesses, but only if you own the car wash and the smoke on the water business. A sale in a full lobby will get you $600,000 from the Cash Factory and around $500,000 from the Weed Farm. Again, this is not pure profit because you're spending around $300,000 on supplies to keep it passive. But overall, you should be making around $700,000 from both businesses combined. There is also the Special Cargo Warehouse, and the reason it's considered passive is because you can assign a technician to source crates for you. This service costs $7,500 each time, but can bring in up to 3 crates. That can value up to $30,000. Still, it's a decent source of passive income, especially if you own all 5 warehouses. Hopefully this guide helped. If you found it useful, please subscribe, and I actually recommend you watching this video next. I promise it's worth your time.